Oh yeah, what's going on everybody on YouTube? It's your boy CC Semtex of Obey coming to you with another Madden commentary. And on this commentary, it's not so much about giving you Madden tips and tricks or anything like that. As much as I just want to talk football and talk about all the stuff that's been going on in the NFL and football wise and all this and that. First and foremost, you gotta talk about Peyton Manning being a Denver Bronco and why the Denver Broncos will succeed with Peyton, I believe. Now the reason why I think, Peyton chose to go to Denver as opposed to Miami or Tennessee is because he probably feels like he has more consistent weapons there. Kenny Britt's coming off of an injury. In Tennessee. Nate Washington is good, but I mean he's not really that much of a step above Eric Decker or Demaryius Thomas. Chris Johnson's inconsistent. I mean, he got his contract, he got his 40 mil, and then he really didn't show up last season. He turned it on a little bit at the end, but I mean, not normal CJ 2K style, you know what I'm saying? So he probably thought, you know what, I got a better chance of succeeding in Denver. I mean, Miami probably could have pulled him if they didn't trade away their biggest weapon, Brandon Marshall. Yes, I like Devon Best a little bit more than Brandon Marshall, but that's off of favoritism. Physically and just knowledge-wise, I know Brandon Marshall is way better than Devon Best. But it is what it is, and Eddie Royal won't be doing that for the Denver Broncos. He'll be doing that for the Chargers. So I mean, it was a good situation in Miami. You could have brought in Dallas Clark. You could have tried to bring in Reggie Wayne, and then had Devon Best in the slot with Reggie Wayne on the outside, Brandon Marshall on the outside. Maybe even bring in Dallas Clark. But I don't. Maybe they didn't have the cap room for it. I don't know exactly what the cap numbers were for Miami. So it didn't work out there. Now everybody thought, okay, and even myself included, me and Jay Easy, we had a conversation about this too. The best fit for Peyton was in San Francisco. You got one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best defense. And then you got, this is on All Madden, by the way. And then you got, Randy Moss. You got, who else you got? You got Crabtree in the slot. You got Mario Manningham, who caught 5 catches, 73 yards in the Super Bowl, and on his way to a ring. What a beast! You got Frank Gore. You got Vernon Davis. You got all these weapons, but I just think, just didn't want to play, Eli or something like that, And maybe it's just because the division was weak, because Peyton's a competitor and he likes competition. So I think he'd rather throw against Phillip Rivers, twice a year than as opposed to Tavares Jackson. Which, if you're a competitor and you just love competition, then it makes sense. But, woo, get juked. But it is what it is. And it's not such a bad situation in Denver if you really think about it. People are saying, oh, well, he dropped the ball. Skip Bayless is like, wow, what a dumb decision. And this and that. And it's like, yes, he would have been a Super Bowl contender with the 49ers. But let's not forget that with Tim Tebow, who most people agree cannot really throw the football, they were almost in the AFC Championship. So, I mean, having said that, and I think it's like the first incompletion. But having said that, it's not such a bad situation in Denver. Yes, the defense was ranked 20th overall in the regular season, but it's not like Peyton hasn't won a Super Bowl with bad defenses. I mean, you look at, I believe they were 32 ranked defense when they beat the Bears. So, I mean, it's a good situation. It's better for Peyton's play style because they got a good running game with Willis McGahee, just like he would have had if he'd had Frank Gore in San Francisco. He could set up play action passes. and they will bite because Willis McGahee, he had an awesome year last year. So I mean, it's not a bad situation. You got maybe Brian Dawkins, who is 38 years old, coming off of a neck injury, and maybe they should address that in the free agency, you know, and get another safety who's younger and more durable. Right now, I mean, Brian Dawkins is one of the greatest of all time, don't get me wrong, but he is hurt. You know, he has been injury prone the last, I want to say, 2 years. So, you know, really the only thing that needs to be addressed now is maybe a few spots on the defense, like, you know, maybe a corner, because even though Champ Bailey is still the best corner in the league, he's not getting any younger. So I mean, you got to plan for the future at that position, you know, and then the safety spot. And other than that, woo, get stiff armed. Other than that, I mean, they're good. They were one quarterback away, one solid, consistent quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl. And that's not to cut the Niners short either. I think Alex Smith is good enough to get the job done in San Francisco, because they were just, what, 2 punt returns, muffed punts away from going to the Super Bowl and playing Brady. So, I mean, it would have been a good situation in Denver, and it'd been a much easier situation in San Francisco, but I think he went to Denver for the competition. Peyton likes playing against the Chargers. He always puts up good numbers against the Chargers. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I think it came down to with Peyton going to Denver. Has a good running game. Has a, you know, slightly below average defense. But that'll only improve. Doomerville, he's getting better, you know, every year if he can stay healthy. You know, and then they had that rookie, I can't remember what his name was on the defense, who had stupid numbers. Just ridiculously stupid numbers. But he was a linebacker. I can't remember his name. It slips my mind. But people who are Denver Broncos fans, you know what I'm talking about. So, I mean, it's a good situation. Now we move on from Peyton. And you know, we spent 7 minutes talking about Peyton. LaRon Landry. He gets signed to the Jets for one year, like $4 million. Why has nobody looked at him before? LaRon Landry is a beast. He is a physical specimen not allowed to be on Earth. Like, he's too buff for life. He is too buff for life. And for him to just get signed to a 1-year deal this late in free agency, I know it's only been like, what, 2 weeks? Still late for somebody of that caliber. I mean, that's ridiculous. In all honesty, I was hoping the Ravens would sign him, because the Ravens is, you know, that is my team. And I know we got Ed Reed, but if you notice, last year compared to the other 8 years that Ed Reed's been playing in the league, it has not been all sunshine and interceptions. I mean, it's been injuries and worrying about, you know, about hurting himself and stuff like that. Because, you know, Ed Reed gets you 9 picks a season. But last year he only had, like, what, 4? That's not Ed Reed. Look at that pocket. Peyton Manning's going to have fun in the AFC West. So, yeah, I was just wondering, like, why certain free agents haven't been picked up or looked at and signed to bigger contracts. You look at O.C. Umenyiora, who I have heard nothing about O.C. Umenyiora. London Fletcher, yes, he's 35, and I don't give a shit, because he still will get you 160 tackles a season. He's done it in Washington, of all places, for the longest time, so I mean, it's no big surprise for him to go somewhere else and do it. So, I mean, he's somebody that I would definitely sign. I was kind of, and you go back to the safety thing, like Reggie Nelson just got signed, and he had a good season. Last year with the Jaguars, he got signed to the Bengals, and I was wondering why, you know, maybe somebody like Dallas didn't sign him, but they signed Brodney Poole. Who the hell is Brodney Poole? But, you know, it is what it is. But if you guys like the free agency talk and stuff like that and off-season videos, because I will be doing one for the draft as well, let me know, and I'll keep, you know, throwing my little insight on football and stuff like that, and we can keep this going on ObeyHQ as a regular thing, maybe as well as some other sports too. So yeah, having said all that, thank you guys for watching. This is CC Semtex of Obey, and until next time, I will see you next time. I'm gonna throw this touchdown first. I'm gonna throw a pick. Whatever. Whatever. Peyton won't throw many of those. Let me throw a touchdown first. I want to throw a touchdown before I sign off here. There we go. Alright, until next time, it's your boy CC Semtex, and I'm out. Peace.